going on, everybody? I'm Anarka, Akaza, and I wanted to review a classic today. I want to review Necros IQ32, released back in 1981. Whew. This is one furious blast coming in at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Like, it's just, if you own it, pat yourself on the back, because it's an expensive original. I mean, it's been reissued a few times, but whew, this is either a required physical that needs to be on your shelf, or you absolutely need to stop this review right now and go listen to it if you've never heard IQ32 EP by the Necros. From IQ32 down to public high school, and I'm going to go over all 9 of these songs and explain to you in depth why they are so iconic. They're also very short, fast-paced, furious, and hardcore, but and the lyrics are really simple, not over the top, drawn out explanations of things that are going on at the time. This is a straight up hardcore, just bam, stripped down, no bullshit rock and roll. Joey Ramone said it himself best, although he has absolutely nothing to do with the Necros. Anyway, the first song on this is obviously called IQ32, and damn, I think a big reason why I love this EP so much is because I fucking relate to it so much. You know, Midwest, time to go. I'd stay, but it's so fucking slow. Stupid people's all I know. IQ32, IQ32. I can't shout as fast as he does. I'm just not that good. Stupid corn, old rose. Sit around and watch it grow. You've got nothing to show. What is it? Midwest, fuck you. Yeah, I mean, simple. Very, very simple shit here. 23 seconds. Not 45 seconds, not a minute. 23 seconds, just like an AK-47 just shooting out. Just bam, 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 bam. Midwest, fuck you. You know, I might look at those lyrics and say, wow, those are just simple lyrics. But you know what? I kind of compare stupid corn all in rows, sit around and watch it grow. Kind of compare that to people around where I live at, because, like, there's just, like, maybe in Lawrence or Kansas City or Chicago, you know, the bigger cities, there's some shit going on with some punk rock and all that, but the Midwest, for the most part, the American heartland, it's so boring here. There's no life. You put your thumb to the pavement, and it's just dead pulse. Stupid corn all in rows, sit around and watch it grow. This fucking place is such a stupid fucking place. It's slow. It's just, I love IQ32. It really explains why I've been depressed most of my teenage and adult life, because of where I've been stuck at, unfortunately. This song really resonates and is really blasted out in 23 seconds. You don't need to sit there and explain why the Midwest sucks. You don't need to do what I'm doing right now and explain this song in depth. It does it perfectly. It's a blast in 23 furiously intense seconds. The next song on this is Youth Camp. Get at you. I'm more American than you. White rule in South Africa. I think it can work for America. Youth camp for the KKK. It's the American way. Youth camp for the National Front. White rule is what I want. Kill the pocket, kill the queers, get straight rule. You get the idea of the song. It's obviously satirical, but it brings up a valid point, because we're still dealing. This came out in 80, 81, 82, whatever. We are still dealing with this mentality today, and we've been dealing with it way before this came out. This song has obviously got a little bit more substance to it than IQ32, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses, although the verses are relatively the same. They're speed, fast, hardcore, and although there's 5 verses, the song gets done in a minute, 23 seconds, so it does take a little bit longer, but that's just because there's more to it. But they had a bit more to say with this song. They wanted to take on more opposition. They wanted to really put their middle finger up to all the racist fuckers, to all the KKK, to the National Front, to all of that is going on back then and still today. They wanted to really put the middle finger up to them and say, you know what, fuck you. Only, it's in a very satirical way. Obviously, they're not literally saying that. I hope those of you who don't know this band and hear me saying this are like, oh, you're racist now. Yeah, this is just a very satirical song, and unfortunately we are still battling this race war today, which actually leads to the next song on the EP. Well, one of the next songs up here, but the next song is Peer Pressure. Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, let me be. Peer pressure, will let me be. Peer pressure, will let me be. Yeah, my every move is judged by the court of my peers. When the sentence comes, it confirms the worst of my fears. They know I'm different. I'm not like them. They won't accept me for the way I am. The chorus, peer, picture, peer, picture. I love the chorus. Peer, picture, peer, picture, peer, picture, what we did. Peer, picture, what we be. Peer, picture, what we be. I just love that. You can say it so fast. It's a fun chorus, but on a serious topic. It's a new youth movement, a teenage conspiracy, a group whose only purpose is to make the same of you and me. Never stop, it moves far too fast. Hate it forever, but it'll always last. Period, picture, period, picture. Same course as before. Your school's a social club for the your school's a social club for the self-appointed elite, a place whose only fate has to be defeat. Never stop, it moves too far fast. Hate it forever, but it'll always last. Seriously, that second chorus, that second verse right there. The third chorus. Your school's a social club for the self-appointed elite. God, I hated cliques back in high school. Oh my God, they were the fucking worst. And unfortunately, not life. I mean, yeah, life itself definitely has cliques, but unfortunately, after you're out of high school, you can do your best to avoid all the jocks and the preps, and you can avoid all that because you can be like me and disassociate with almost everyone in reality, or you can just do your best to ignore it because you're not forced to be around those people every day. Which I know, at work and maybe you're in college. There's always cliques in different places. Almost everywhere has its own. If there's enough people, almost everywhere has its own, little groups, little cliques. So unfortunately, some of these cliques do end up moving out of high school into real life, which is, cliques aren't necessarily a bad thing because they're just little social groups, in essence, like a little social club, but they can be bad because, like preps, the jocks, they just have that reputation to them, and unfortunately, sometimes when the people, like, let's say you're this little jackass and you're in your high school and you got this group of jackasses that you hang out with, so it makes your jackassery the bullshit level. And then you graduate high school, you go on to find a job, and then you find another group of jackasses who haven't grown out of their jackass phase, and now you are officially a jackass in your adult life at your job, and it's still the same sort of social club that you had when you were in high school. It's still the same sort of thing, and you'll probably never learn. And no, I'm not saying being a jackass is bad. There's multiple different ways to be a jackass. Being a jackass is awesome. Just being whatever, just I'm saying to be a bully type of jackass, to just be the type of person who goes out and cuts your tire, who slashes your tire, or eggs your house, or makes fun of you for the way you dress, shit like that, judges you nonstop. That's the sort of jackass that we're referring to in this. That type of jackass, the being a dick for absolutely no reason jackass, can go from high school into adult life and further on, depending on just how they deal with things and who they associate with. The little social club doesn't go away. The other course I want is the new youth movement teenage conspiracy. I love that line. Yeah, cliques can be paranoid. I've actually seen, not the high school that I went to because I really didn't pay attention to much, but I've seen and heard stories in high schools of different little social groups talking shit on each other and like having a little class war with each other. So fucking stupid as shit. So glad I'm out of high school. Peer pressure. Yeah. Fuck peer pressure. Next thing on this is called a race riot. Everyone's fighting for the color of their skin. Everyone's fighting just to save their skin. They're fighting in the streets. They're fighting in the halls. They'll riot till they kill and never halt. Race riot. This ain't 1980. Race riot. It's a riot of society. They'll riot in the streets and they'll riot in the halls. They'll riot in the fit. They'll never halt. School's not a place for education anymore. It's simply just a battleground. This can't go on anymore. Yeah, I'm actually getting some goosebumps there. A lot of that was happening back then, and still today. It's really sad that a lot of the songs on this record from 80, 81, 82, whatever, are still happening in 2019. It's really fucking sad. Race riots, though, the song explains itself. I actually remember back in high school witnessing, I do kind of witness a little bit of racial tension going on, because I live in a small town in the Midwest. there weren't that many African Americans in my school. I know there's a few of them, but I do know that I witnessed not so much the African Americans, but the Mexicans. I noticed they weren't treated as equal in a lot of cases. Not so much, well, yeah, by some of the students, but I noticed a lot of the administrators, a lot of the teachers, and this is 2012, by the way, 2008, 2012. I noticed that a lot of them wouldn't be treated with as much respect by everyone, unfortunately. Not by me, because I love everyone. I hate racism. But, yeah, it's really sad that that shit still carries on to this day. And people wonder why race riots happen. War games. Let's get political. Burned and charred bodies looking up at me. I've got guns to the heads of people in Category 3. Wasted bodies piled in a mess. Horrible stench makes me upset. Category 3, not looking back. Close your eyes on a nuclear attack. Devastation and so immense. A reality that's too intense. And the naked truth upon the screen. Docudrama. So obscene. This song could be talking about a few things. It's obviously talking about the negative side effects of war. But in the same way, it also could be talking about, with that last verse there, devastation and so immense, a reality that's too intense. A naked truth upon the screen, a docudrama so obscene. Back in the 70s during the Vietnam War, they would show the actual Vietnam War on the television screen, so that's probably what they're referring to on that war game, which, pretend this song actually just came out, that could have a different meaning to it. I know there really wasn't reality, I don't think there was reality TV back in those days, but that song actually has a new meaning in 2019 because there are reality TV shows and whatever on war, like docudramas. There are those on war today, like, you know how they show off the prisons and shit. Well, it's really sad that they do that. They have to make a TV out of everything, which I know it is kind of what that verse is talking about, because back in those days they did the news networks were very liberal, and they did show us, well, not me because I wasn't born yet. I've seen that they showed off what was actually happening over there, and you got people all riled up. Reality that's too intense, a naked truth upon the screen. Yeah. So I kind of like how they made the song War Game. Burning charred bodies looking up at me. I've got guns to the heads of people in Category 3. Wasted bodies piled up in a mess. Horrible stench makes me upset. A good reflection on the time of just sitting in your. I've seen so many punk rock documentaries where the old punkers talk about sitting in their living room every day, around prime time, when you turn on the news and you just see the Vietnam War going on, and kind of makes my hair stand up a little bit just to think, occasionally we do get clips of the war, but it's not like it was back then, and I can only imagine what it would be like to grow up every single day to see that on the actual news, to see what's really going on over there instead of some bullshit lies that we are told by Fox and CNN and those, which thankfully those news agencies are falling out of business because people are going to things like Secular Talk and other news outlets that are a lot more valuable and have better information to say and tell you the truth. War Game. Hardcore song. The next song on this album is called I Hate My School, which is my favorite. I hate my school. Teachers are insane. Kids are fools. I'm gonna work down the drain. Why don't you all leave me alone? All I wanna do is go home. Feel my brain. Feel like I'm in hit. Can't take my strain, so fuck it, I'll quit. It says maybe I'll quit, but fuck, it sounds cooler. Yeah, same as, just damn good song, straight to the point. This song comes in at 45 seconds because, no, it comes in at a minute 5, whatever. Same thing. It's just because the bridge in between where the verses are a bit longer, and this one it stretches it out just a tad bit longer. But you know what? It's worth it to rock and roll and thrash around too. Because I remember back in high school, I actually painted this song on a shirt, and I wore it to school, and I wrote Necros on it. Because fuck yeah, I love the Necros. I used to have an actual Necros shirt, but I don't know what happened to it. But I remember I wrote I hate my school. I think I'm trying to remember. I used to spray paint that. I never spray painted on the school itself. No. I wrote it with a Sharpie on the bathroom wall. So I did, and then I was gonna write it on the main wall, but I didn't want to get. I didn't really feel like getting in trouble. So no, I wrote it on desks. I wrote it on a bunch of whiteboards. I used to write that all the time, and punk rock logos and shit on all over desks and in the bathroom. And Sometimes I would write them on the wall if nobody was around to see me do it. Because, yeah, they would make you clean that up. And it's like, fuck it, I'm not cleaning this up. No. Necros are badass. I hate my school. I hate being around all you people. Fuck these assignments. Fuck all of this shit that is not going to help me in life. You know? I've got the basics down. I know it's 2012, but 7 years from now, the internet's going to have almost every piece of information I'll ever need to succeed in life. Including a lot of information that will help me ruin my life, but I'll have full-on college. There will be college seminars, not seminars, there'll be college classes, college courses. Every piece of information vital to human existence will be on the internet in the next decade from a 2012 perspective. So, teachers, principals, fuck off. I'm going home. I'm getting on the net. I'm waiting some years. And shit's gonna be good. Because I don't want to deal with all these fucking people around me. All this stupid ass schedule and homework and lockers and disgusting ass school lunches and teachers bitching at me and retarded fucking kids who just give me shit all the time and I have to hear them gossip about each other and just fuck it, burn it all down. Fuck public high school. You know, a lot of people give homeschooled kids a lot of shit. You're homeschooled, you're fucking stupid. A lot of people make fun of homeschool kids because of the reputation they're given. Because it is, when I say it's true that homeschool kids don't always get the right curriculum they need, have you seen the parasitic motherfuckers that come from a public high school? Have you seen them? Have you seen the illiteracy that comes from someone who has attended and graduated from public high school? Not everyone's stupid as hell, but that stigma that homeschool kids are fucking stupid, that they don't get the right education they need. I think what you mean to say is the stigma that homeschooled kids don't get the socialization skills they need. That's a valid point right there, especially if it's a single child or maybe just a brother or sister. Public high school, although a lot of people go through shit during public high school. I mean, it's just how it is. Peer pressure on my head. Peer pressure. Want to be dead. Hate my school. The song explains it. Public high school does definitely give you a bit more of a backbone, and because you have to tolerate a bunch of more shit, and it does give you that extra level of being able to socialize with your peers a little bit more and being able to just deal with real obstacles that will come in real life. And homeschooling does not necessarily do that. It's very dependent upon the situation, scenario, the household, how many kids are in the household, and so forth. But I will give public high school that, although it is completely contradictory to what I'm talking about on my review, but I'm speaking this from a logical and statistical science-driven point of view. Yes, public high school does simulate better socialization skills than homeschool does, but on the level of actually education, public high school really doesn't outrank it that much. At least I can't. I haven't actually looked up the statistics in a long time, but just from what I've actually had to deal with in real life, I know a lot of people who were homeschooled, and I know a lot more who went through public high school, and I gotta say, there really is no fucking difference at this point. Our education system in the United States is broken and probably, unfortunately, beyond repair. We need to get someone in there who actually will make correct reform and get kids the proper education they need. Can't really stop kids from being dicks to each other. It just doesn't really work too well. Kids are kids, especially in the age of high school. At the age of high school, that's just when the hormones and all that explode into their own version of the Big Bang Theory. So, fuck high school. Past comes to haunt me, the next track. Finally, a love song. Kind of. A fashion queen not in my dreams comes back to invade the fucked up scene. We hated you before you left, so don't come back and think we're friends. Doctor's daughter, Amy Good, I thought this time you understood. Never wanted to see you again. We were never ever friends. Haunted by the past. To see you die would be a blast. Haunted by the past. Hope this time would be the last. A year from now, Tuesday afternoon, you're counting days. You think it's soon. You'll have Brian. You're sure of it. It's written down on a scheduled list. This is obviously a personal song. It is relatable, not necessarily to me though, as I don't really have a. Yeah, I'm good, but it can be a relatable song. But this is definitely a personal song, and I noticed how Necros name dropped in this. Amy Good and Brian. It's that's kind of an unwritten rule in music to you can name drop a first name, which I name drop a full name, which I don't think that's the person's actual name, but in my opinion, when you name drop someone, I mean, unless the song is specifically written for someone, like if you name drop someone, it kind of doesn't make it a timeless anthem anymore. But Necros have actually kind of made this a timeless song because you can substitute those names out and even Doctor's Daughter out for anything else that relates to your situation, and potentially the song can definitely relate to you. But yeah, the song's pretty decent for what it is. I don't really have much to say about it, but if you like it, you like it. It's pretty good. Next song on this is Reject, my second favorite song off the CP. I would rather stay at home, in my room and all alone. It's times like this I feel so bad. Why am I always sad? Reject, reject, I know reject, 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 I know reject. By the way, that is not how the song is sang. I'm just doing my own version of it because I can't sing like him. Lost compassion, is that so? But I stopped caring so long ago. It's not your fault, so don't lose face. Must be bad, full from grace. And then this last part here does get a little personal. When I'm here and all alone, don't think that I'll answer the phone. Not afraid of the barbs you send, just my reaction toward an ex-friend. Aw. Somebody got hurt, and they wrote a song about why they got hurt for. They lost someone that they cared about, and now instead of going out and doing shit, just fuck it. I'm in pain, so I'm feeling sad. I'm down like this because I lost someone I care about, and now I'm just gonna sit home alone and don't feel like talking to no one. The barbs that you're sending me are sharp as hell, but I'm not afraid of them. Whatever, I'll fucking deal with it. Yeah, that's a relatable song. It's a very relatable song. Necros did give that one, and I feel that to an extent quite often. Ugh. Last song is Public High School. Another song about public high school. Hanging out on a Friday night, nothing to do, there's no one I like. Kids my age having the time of their lives. Steady couples fucking man and wife. High school life is so lame. What with entertainment like a football game. Stuck here until they get old. High school spirit for the purple and gold. Public high school, home of the fools. Public high school, so uncool. Thousands of kids and they're all the same. Might as well have the same last name. Have no worries, have no minds, and I can't understand the last line of this, but yeah, going back to I hate my school, IQ 32, reject. Just this song it just sums up itself. Public high school, which there is a live version of this that I do have. I think it's a bootleg, where they go public high school, home of the queers, public high school, full of fear, some shit like that. I gotta find that 7-inch, but anyway, guys, yeah, this is Necros IQ 32 EP released back in 82 or 81. What the fuck year was it released in? I don't remember. Oh, 81. Yeah, Necros IQ 32 released back in 1981. 9 furious hardcore punk rock anthems. IQ 32 youth camp, peer pressure, race riot, war game. I hate my school. Past comes back to haunt me. Reject public high school. Yeah. You wanna sit there for like 10 minutes and get a hardcore, furious, just utter destruction in your face, coming straight from the Midwest of the United States. Ohio is where the Necros are from. Mani, Ohio. Oh, apparently they actually formed in Detroit, Michigan in '79, but they I guess really got going in Ohio though. Members Todd Swalla, Brian Pollock, and Andy Windler. They've got actually more than IQ 32. They have their album called Conquest for Death, Tangled Up, IQ 32, Sex Drive. I only owned Conquest for Death. It's actually IQ 32 and Conquest for Death are the only albums I've ever heard by this band. And they are a Discord's band. Touch and Go, Restless Records, and so forth. But for right now, I am Anarka Akaza. Thank you so much for watching my review of Necros IQ 32, released in '81. Have yourself a damn good day, and до свидания.